Hi, I am Jacques DeLarochelliere. You may want to refer to me as JDL. I am a mechanical engineer, CEO, and co-founder of Isaac Instruments. Isaac is a telematics provider. Our solution is used by 72% of large carriers in Quebec and 40% of large carriers in Canada. The following presentation will cover the increased rate of digitization due to the pandemic. We often say perception is reality. Well, COVID has changed our perceptions and our reality. Before COVID, we used to hear, mostly at customs, we don't want emails, they contain viruses. Since the pandemic, we now hear, we don't want papers, they carry viruses. The fact is that COVID-19 or any other virus follows the paper trail. If you are not familiar with the day-to-day trucking operations, here is a glance of the paperwork involved. The reality is that it's not too far from that picture. Each of these 6 categories is an opportunity for transmission of viruses. It all starts with the trip manifest. Each morning, the driver gets the planned route from operations with all the instructions to complete pickups and deliveries. The trip sheet, a driver documents activities on the trip envelope. He or she will bring back this envelope when done. Shipper documents. Each shipper gives the driver a bill of lading, which the driver adds to the trip envelope. Custom documents. The driver needs to stop to fax cross-border documents. The driver fills the custom form. He or she hands it over the custom agent. These are all contacts, different places. Proof of delivery and lumpers. When the delivery is completed, the consignee signs the proof of delivery. If a lumper was involved, the driver pays for the lumper and gets a receipt. All PODs and receipts end up in the envelope, together with all the paperwork from different sources. Other trip expenses, including such thing as cat scales, showers, meals, all taken from a cashier, then are inserted in the envelope. That's not all. There is also compliance documentation. The driver fills up a pre-trip and a post-trip inspection. He or she keeps it in the envelope, again, another copy. If a wheel got changed, the driver might have to supply a retorque confirmation, which he or she puts in the envelope again. Unlike in the US, some Canadian carriers still use paper logs. A copy of the log is also kept in the trip envelope. Ultimately, all this potentially contaminated paperwork ends up in your office. Technology companies like Isaac have been pushing for digitization for a while now. It seems a pandemic pushes much harder than all technology providers united. Now, how exactly do we digitize? We digitize with in-cab scanning of bill of lading, receipts, and others. We digitize with signature capture. Of course, careful handling is of essence here in a pandemic environment. Note that a rugged waterproof tablet is much easier to disinfect than a piece of paper. We digitize with an electronic workflow. The driver does not even have to go meet the dispatch inside the terminal. The workflow replaces both the trip manifest and the trip sheet. Forms and confirmation are digital, with sometimes the added benefit of an image, worth 1,000 words. Virtual driver training allows for reduced contacts with other drivers in a classroom and the trainers. The pandemic has increased the need for driver training, should I need to say. Wait stations bypass reduces the amount of contact and exchange documents with the authorities. Of course, that's less contact, that's less paper again. In conclusion, as much as the pandemic has awful effects on society and the economy, it can bring some aspects of our industry to the next level. Most of these innovations will stay. when we go back to a somewhat normal life. It will have the effects of reduced downtime, reduced detention time, reduced administrative burden for drivers. Should I need to say that that's not what they want to do? They want to drive. Thank you for your attention. Don't hesitate to reach out. This subject is a passion of mine. Thank you.